All right, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, episode 8, Ribbit and Rip It. This is the penultimate episode. What do I think about this episode that's currently running on Disney Plus? Well, let's talk about it. This is episode 8 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, the series that's running on Disney Plus, and I've really been enjoying this series for the entirety of the run. It's just been a fun diversion that I have really been enjoying. Of course, I do a lot of Criterion Collection physical media content on this channel. We cover all things cinema. We cover, Arrow Video, Kino Lorber, different physical media releases. We do a lot of reviews, but we cover basically all things cinema on this channel. But I also like to cover, different topics as well from time to time of things that I'm just interested in. And in this case, it happens to be She-Hulk Attorney at Law. I've been a big fan of the She-Hulk character ever since I was a kid, reading about her in the comic books. And so, seeing her finally realized in the MCU has been really satisfying in this series. Of course, in this series, Tatiana Maslany plays Jennifer Walters, who is She-Hulk. She's a cousin of Bruce Banner. She gets her powers in the first episode. And this series has, I think, done a really nice job of personalizing Jennifer Walters and showing the personal side of her as Jennifer Walters, as well as her alter ego of She-Hulk, but showing how she's navigating life as a 30-something-year-old young woman, trying to navigate the treacherous waters of the dating scene in the modern age, in this modern age of internet and social media, the whole dating scene, trying to navigate how she's going to keep her, her job as an attorney while at the same time balancing these new responsibilities as She-Hulk and whether or not she even wants to be a superhero in the first place. So this series, I think, has done a really nice job, especially with the acting of Tatiana Maslany and also the writing that this team has put together to put together a fun, silly, stupid, humorous take on this character that I've really enjoyed. She does a really good job of breaking the fourth wall. So she's talking to the audience, at different points through each episode, and I really enjoy that. This episode 8 is called Ribbit and Rip It, and it continues, of course, the lawyer life of Jennifer Walters. Of course, in this case, she's handling a product liability case. There's a character named Leapfrog that gets damaged or sustains injuries from a suit that he was wearing, and this suit was designed by Jennifer Walters' tailor, who has made these great outfits that she's been able to wear as She-Hulk. And so that creates a conflict of interest. So you get a whole lot of lawyer stuff going on. This is the episode that we finally get Daredevil, Charlie Cox. So finally, folks, we finally get Daredevil in episode 8, the penultimate episode. And I really enjoyed how they implemented his character or incorporated his character in this story. Again, it just continued the fun, silly humor. Of course, they hit it off, they being Jennifer and Matt Murdock, and, they make a little bit of a connection. And this episode does something really interesting because, she breaks her fourth wall and she basically talks to the audience and says, this episode feels like it should be over, and this is after they get together. And, something else happens after this that I don't want to spoil, but it has a wonderful homage to Brian De Palma's film Carrie that I really, really appreciated. And it really sets things up for, I think, what should be a very interesting finale to this season. Basically, without spoiling too much, the end of episode 7 gave a hint to how people are going to be coming against She-Hulk and perhaps bringing out, a side of her that the public has not seen. Of course, to this point, Jennifer Walters has been in control of herself as She-Hulk. But near the end of this episode 8, you see that somehow somebody's been able to get to her in a way that causes her to lose control, and the public sees that. And I believe in episode 9, we're going to see kind of how this season all comes together. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see where they go from here with this penultimate episode. I think it sets things up very nicely for what should be a nice finale to this season 1. But I was happy to see Daredevil, Charlie Cox finally appear in episode 8. I didn't know if they were going to hold it to episode 9. No, we get Daredevil in episode 8. I think, he and She-Hulk work together very well. Love the superhero action. They have a little bit of a fight, in there at some point, both as superheroes as well as in the courtroom, which I really appreciate. A lot of good lawyer stuff going on with the product liability case. And of course, I continue to love Tatiana Maslany's acting as Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk, and how she, brings this character to life. So this episode, one of the best episodes of the season so far, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing where they go with episode 9. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this episode? What do you think of this series on Disney Plus? And are you looking forward to how Disney wraps up this series with episode 9? Let me know all that goodness in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.